So what is AI Lab? AI Lab is an assessment, and that assessment comprises 7 key pillars. The first pillar is strategy. Now, strategy is a word that everybody throws around. We've got a strategy. We've got that strategy. I don't have a strategy. We have the best strategy. But what really is a strategy? A strategy is not a tool. It's not a policy. It's a comprehensive plan that takes into account where you are, what are the conditions around you, and where do you want to go. In the first pillar in our AI Lab report, strategy, we help you develop a strategy across your organization to ensure that you're using AI to its utmost and getting the most value for you and your clients. The second pillar of the AI Lab report is data. Okay, we all know that data is important, but what does that actually mean? What we do is we look at the current data that you have, and what is your strategy and governance around that data, and then help you develop a policy and help you develop best practices to get the most out of that data using the latest AI tools. Pillar 3 is innovation and experimentation. Now, this is actually critical because, first off, most companies don't actually do any experimentation. They just do the same workflows that they've been using for decades sometimes. And you know what happens? They wake up one day and they're out of business because they're not at the cutting edge and they just get outcompeted. Okay? What we do in the AI Lab Innovation and Experimentation section is we come alongside you and actually rigorously help you develop an experimentation strategy. This allows all the people within your organization to align on experimentation and actually have rigorous benchmarks to analyze what you're doing and making sure that you're actually seeing value, not this vaporware, I think it helps, it doesn't help type analysis that a lot of people are doing right now. The fourth pillar of the AI Lab report is operations. Now, something that happens in a lot of organizations is they get siloed with their different programs. Not the case with us. We actually zoom out to your entire organization and align operations throughout, so we get the synergistic effect across an entire organization and are able to circumvent the traditional silos that limit organizations. So what does this kind of unified approach actually bring? Well, first off, it allows you to actually share lessons learned between people in the organization who maybe wouldn't otherwise be talking. That's huge alone right there. But also what it does is it unifies your approach to the outside world, okay? And having a unified approach across your entire kind of, barrier to your customers and the world allows you to have better results overall. Pillar number 5 of the AI report is talent and culture. Now, we've worked with a lot of companies here at Citi, and we've noticed 2 kind of major patterns. Well, 3 really. Either one, everybody's bought in and that's exciting and we can bring a lot of value there. But really what often happens is you either have kind of what we call the top-down or the bottom-up approach. The top-down is when you have someone in leadership who is very gung-ho about AI and knows that the value is there to be taken if they can just get their kind of bottom-line troops, if you will, to adopt it. We can come in and help align the troops around that with our operations, our innovation and experimentation approach, and really see a lot of value accrue for organizations in that situation. Alternatively, sometimes what we come across is there is kind of the frontline troops are super excited. They know the value is there because they're seeing it in their day-to-day tasks, but they can't get leadership on board. Maybe it's some kind of, legal policy or some kind of HR constraint that just we can't get it passed and the company just says absolutely no way. We also help those companies actually develop a curated policy and a curated workflows that actually can work with compliance and work with HR, whatever the limits may be, so then everyone can see the value across the organization. So no matter what type of structure you have, the talent and culture across your organization needs to be unified, and that's exactly what we do with the AI Lab report. Pillar 6 of the AI report is governance and ethics. Now this is incredibly important, right? You cannot be having bad governance, and we always have to be ethical. This is table stakes in today's modern day business, okay? But let's say you don't even have an AI policy. Oh, that means no one's using it in my organization, we're good to go. Highly unlikely. In our experience, usually that means about 30% of the people are tethering to their phone and using tools like ChatGPT and Gemini anyway, okay? So having an AI policy is critical. That goes to governance. But then also what that allows you to do is set the culture and the ethics around how you use AI in your organization. Not sure where to get started on that? We've helped many companies develop a bottom-up AI strategy that works across whatever industry they're working in, whether that's law, healthcare, or you name it. We've worked with many different industries. Pillar number 7 is called the X factor, and this is actually my personal favorite. And what this does is this allows us at Citi to come alongside you and really understand what makes your organization you, right? And we all have these small idiosyncrasies, and sometimes they can be negative, right? But often with AI these days and the way these tools are empowering, it often turns into your superpower. So the X factor when it comes to the AI Lab report by Citi is actually this just beautiful place where we can actually see kind of very outsized nonlinear returns for your investment. And that is something we really are always on the look for. And that is exactly what we do with this final pillar.